In a spectacle that would be hilarious if not for the grim circumstances, Russian forces mounted a desperate defense of the port in Berdyansk, Ukraine, wielding antiquated World War II flak cannons against the high-tech weaponry of the 21st century. In a formidable display of firepower, Ukrainian forces have unleashed the deadly potential of the British-provided Storm Shadow missiles on the port of Berdyansk. The unprecedented attack has shattered the Russian stronghold, triggering panic among the occupying forces and compelling a hasty retreat of Russian ships attempting to capitalize on Ukraine's grain and metal resources. The Storm Shadow missiles, part of Britain's aid package confirmed in May, have become a game-changing asset for Ukraine in the ongoing war. The Ministry of Defense in Ukraine asserts that these long-range missiles have hit 100% of their targets since their deployment, a claim Russia contests, albeit without solid evidence. Equipped with cutting-edge guidance systems, the Storm Shadow can accurately strike targets up to 150-plus miles away, effectively outpacing the capabilities of comparable missile systems such as the US-built HIMARS. Despite Russia's attempts to portray its own Kinzhal missile as virtually unstoppable, reports from the Ukrainian front lines indicate that these missiles have been anything but. Ukrainian forces have claimed success in shooting down 6 of these so-called unstoppable missiles, underlining the resilience of their defenses and the increasing efficacy of their counteroffensive measures. The Berdyansk port attack represents not just a tactical victory, but a symbolic one, pushing back against the narrative of an invincible Russian offensive. With the Storm Shadow missiles in play, previously unreachable targets deep within Russian-held territory are now under threat, applying significant pressure on Russian forces and potentially disrupting their logistics and supply chains. The international support for Ukraine, especially from the US, Britain and Canada, has been instrumental in bolstering its defensive and offensive capabilities. The presence of the Storm Shadow and the possibility of Canada further amplifying its support underscores a growing global consensus to resist the Russian aggression in Ukraine. Canada's Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, has hinted at potential aid. Further, Vladimir Rogov, a Russia-installed official in Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia region, confirmed the devastation at the Berdyansk port, describing it as casualties and destruction. He remained elusive about the extent of the casualties, promising to clarify the information shortly. Local sources, meanwhile, reported 9 injuries, while death counts remain unverified. On the other hand, the Berdyansk city military administration claimed to witness Russian ships loaded with Ukrainian grain and metal hastily departing the port after the explosion, a testament to the impact of the Storm Shadow strike. The curious twist to this account lies in the language nuances. As Ukrainian forces continue to launch strikes against Russian forces, the Russian media has developed a habit of downplaying the scale of these attacks, using the term bang rather than explosion. This linguistic choice, mirrored in Ukrainian as cotton, has sparked a form of dark humor among Ukrainians, who have adopted it to ironically describe their own offensive actions. Simultaneously, the situation in the southern Russian town of Shebekino paints a disturbing picture. Local media reports suggest a mass exodus of civilians, fleeing pro-Ukrainian saboteurs launching attacks from within Ukraine's borders. The Freedom of Russia Legion, a group comprised exclusively of Russian citizens, claimed responsibility for this operation, vowing to protect Ukrainian civilians from the intensifying conflict. Vyacheslav Gladkov, the governor of the Belgorod region, reports over 2,500 displaced individuals seeking temporary shelter in Belgorod city. Conditions in these improvised shelters are challenging, with people of all ages crammed into large sports facilities. Despite the hardships, these brave souls demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity, embodying the human cost of this escalating war in Ukraine. The Freedom of Russia Legion denounced the thieves, murderers and war criminals in power in Russia online, asserting their cause in the tumultuous backdrop of war. While the world watches the horror unfold in Ukraine, it's crucial to remember how we got here. The Berdyansk port attack was not the first strike. On March 24, 2022, a Ukrainian ballistic missile and/or drone struck the port's oil depot, sinking the Saratov, an alligator-class amphibious landing. The second strike, yesterday's Storm Shadow attack, caused severe damage, its potency unmistakable and terrifying. The Storm Shadow missile, supplied by the UK, has a range of 155 miles, enabling Ukraine's army to target deep into Russian-held territories. This strategy aims to weaken the logistical centres and military bases supporting the Russian offensive. The UK's Defence Minister, Ben Wallace, affirmed in a statement to the House of Commons that supplying these weapons gave Kyiv the best chance of defending itself. The war in Ukraine unfolds in the shadow of constant fear, uncertainty and resilience. As it rages, Tales of courage and determination emerge from the smoke and rubble. The Storm Shadow missile attack on the port of Berdyansk is a pivotal moment in this conflict, marking an escalation in Ukraine's counteroffensive strategy. However, one can't help but wonder what the long-term implications of this action will be. As the global community watches on, anticipation and anxiety mingle with the hope for a peaceful resolution to this devastating conflict. What do you believe is the next course of action for Ukraine in its battle for sovereignty? How will this shift in power dynamics shape the unfolding of the war in Ukraine? Your insights and perspectives are welcomed in the comments below. Thanks for watching this episode of Warzone. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons, and follow our Twitter down in the description for more updates. Please enjoy one of these videos next, and we'll see you next time.